We got the Chief torn down pretty much to the bare frame now, and it's time to determine what am I going to do with the forks. Well, I ended up buying 2 brand new forks that are on the way, and each of them are $1,200, which came out to around $2,600 just for the front 2 forks, and that's not even including the upper and the lower triple trees, which more than likely, if they aren't bent, they're definitely like, you know, the lower triple tree is missing the stopping stem on the left side. So either way, they're damaged and they have to be replaced. But here's, I guess, part of my plan. In all of this mess right here, we have the frame with the wiring, and also we have the swing arm, which I've also determined is bent and it's either going to need to be repaired or replaced. Yeah, the swing arm, probably just going to replace that. The plan is to take the upper and the lower triple tree off of the Super Chief, and also possibly the risers and the handlebars and everything on this bike, at least for the front end. And we're gonna move it over to this bike. This is not only gonna save me time, but it's also gonna save me money in putting this thing back together, because I guess while the Super Chief is gonna be torn apart, we'll at least have one bike, the Indian Chief Dark Horse, semi-complete, at least in my head, because a lot of these parts are going off to get painted. We have an entire bike pretty much right here, including the motor for that bike. Oof, that's a story for another day. Not to mention we have a rear wheel right here, and also we have a damaged front wheel, which is going to need replacing in its entirety. I've already priced the front wheel, and I'm looking at about $850 for just that front cast aluminum wheel. I'm looking at my options, but I got a plan for that. But y'all gonna have to stay tuned for that plan. The Super Chief's wheel is also just completely mangled. That's a story for another day on how I'm gonna deal with that. I'm working on it. There's a lot of dented and broken stuff on these bikes compared to the first one. So the next thing we got for that frame is taking the wiring harness off and taking the swing arm off, probably getting that replaced. And then we're gonna take the frame and the swing arm, or the new swing arm, and getting that powder coated. Then I gotta deal with that motor back there. That is a story and a headache for another day. But the Indian Chief that we gave away, the new owner is coming to get it next week. Stay tuned for that. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And if you didn't know, I'm gonna be giving away my Harley Davidson V-Rod as well, so stay tuned for that as well. I'm giving away bikes. But if you're new here and you wanna catch up on this Indian Chief series, you can click right here and see us take the whole motor out of the bike. And if you click right here, you can see why we had to take the motor out in the first place. But as always, thanks for listening to my story. And if you're subscribed, which I hope you are, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.